Hello, and in today's video, I will promise you, the most rapid FPL review and preview in the most amazing game week, right? So there's literally a game kicking off in 2 minutes. I'm going to be watching it, but at the same time, I'm going to be doing this review. So just bear with me whilst I rapid my way through it. But basically, last week was a huge week. As you can see, my second highest score all season, 108 points. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. You just love to see it. You love to see it. FPL points coming our way. So as I say in my last video, I didn't really talk about what team I was picking for the wildcard because I was just like, it was going to be a last minute decision. So these were the changes I made. On my second wildcard, I did Foster to Raya because I knew he played in 30. I did Ramsdale to Dubravka because I knew he doubled in 29. Tierney to Amati because I knew he played in 30 and I wanted a cheaper defence because I needed more attacking and pricey midfielders. I did Rudiger to White because I knew he didn't play in 30. I did Digne to Matip because Matip played a double in 29 and also was good going forward. Cancelo to Doherty because Cancelo didn't play in 30 and Doherty doubled in 29. Willock to Son because Willock was pretty dodgy and Son played in 30 and doubled in 29. Douglas Luiz to Rafinha because Douglas Luiz wasn't really a player I wanted to own. He was bench fodder and Rafinha had a great fixture in 29 followed by supposedly a fixture in 30. Bowen to Ramsey because Bowen obviously was injured and Ramsey had a game in 30. Also Adams to Tony because he had a good game in 30. Jimenez to Kane because he doubled in 29 and had a game in 30. And King to Lacazette because he doubled in 29 and had a game in 30. So I had 10 players in game week 29 with a double. Salah on the captaincy. I was looking at a rank of 212,000. And what did I do? I had a big game week. Massive green arrow. You love to see it, people. Our bench was Amati, then Ramsey, Tony and Raya. So we had put our faith in Dubravka with the 2 games. We put our faith in Rafinha against Norwich. We were like, surely Dubravka's getting a few save points, maybe 1 clean sheet against Everton. Then Rafinha's getting a goal and then maybe an assist as well against Norwich. And Doherty hopefully gets the big points and hopefully White as well. Matip, a bit of a differential. I thought, well, you know, he's not a great option, but actually he might be quite good because he's quite attacking. And I also brought in Laka and Kane because they're just so good to own as you know, there's so few strikers to choose from. So that was what we decided to do in the wild card. And you know what they say, the Gandhi quote, never back the early kickoff, brackets, unless it's Mo Salah. And I did captain Salah. And at the time I thought that was a genius decision. He scores a great penalty against the Seagulls. You're like, yes, points galore. He outscores Kane after the first game. But then he gets benched because he picked up an injury in the Brighton game. And you think, well, okay, he'll score off the bench. He doesn't. And then Kane finds a way to outscore him in the second game. You hate to see it. I nearly captained Kane as well, but I just didn't have the balls to because Salah had like 200% effective ownership. So it was just like, I wasn't that risky. But look, fair play to those that captained Kane. It was a 50-50 call. There's been so many of those this season. So what? But my wild card actually was very interesting because I saw that Bukayo Saka, who is someone I own in my wild card, his own FPL team, he wild carded this week. And I'm pretty sure he actually did outscore me. So fair play to him. He didn't captain Kane, but he did have Kulusevski, who got an 11-pointer. He got Cody, who scored against Everton. Sarr clean sheet against Everton. So yeah, fair enough. Although he's the one that's, you know, I'm the one that's laughing this week because his bench was awful. It was McGovern, Mendy, Kelly and Young, Coombs. Now the whole point of why I wildcarded was because I was setting up really nicely with the doubles for 29, but also for a full 11, or so I thought, in game week 30. Now most people this week are going to have 8 or 9 and they probably won't free hit. So to take hits and bring in 11, I'm not in a position where I have to take hits. So that was a really nice position to be in. So yeah, going into this game week, I was thinking, come on, just get some points. I see that first game, Brighton-Liverpool, you love to see it. Joel Matip, you absolute god. What a great transfer in that was from me. I was so happy That was a really good pick from me. Assist in the game against Brighton, another bonus point in the game against Arsenal. You just cannot complain with a little bit of Joel Matip. Like, what an absolute beast. So he's so good to own going forward. So cheap at 4.9 million. That's just an easy way into the Liverpool clean sheets. Absolute masterpiece. So thank you very much, Joel Matip. And also Salah with a captaincy goal. You just got to love it. Trent with a clean sheet. You can't complain. So I was thinking, Liverpool, you really have made my wild card. Thank you very much. And still got a game to go as well. But then the Brentford game comes along and I'm like, come on, just do nothing, right? It's Burnley. They're fighting for their lives. They'll probably get a 0-0 grinder and it'll be a dead game. No points come from anyone. I kind of did want a Burnley goal because I wanted Burnley to lose, obviously for Watford's sake. But I kind of also wanted a draw because Brentford are down there. Turns out Brentford win. Okay, fine. But that's fine because I've got 2 games for Dubravka. So, Tony, you just need to leave it out, right? So, he gets 1 goal in the late ends of the game. I'm like, oh, I've missed out on a Tony goal. It's all right, though. Hopefully, Rafinha will outscore him. What does Tony do? He gets a 2nd goal and finishes on 12 points. You hate to see it. So, I was ahead of the curve by bringing in Tony when not many people did. But it doesn't actually matter because he was on my bench. Well, at least I know he's good for this game week 30, but like it's just frustrating. What can you do? And Raya, of course, was on the bench as well. And he ends up actually outscoring Dubravka in 1 game compared to 2. But that's just so unlucky on Dubravka's part. So, look, Raya's good for this week for sure. I think Brentford are in good form. So hopefully points in that game against Leicester. But I could easily see that being a 2-0 Brentford or a 2-0 Leicester. Who really cares? But I have got a Leicester defender, so I can kind of win in both situations. So let's see what happens there. But really frustrating. You weren't supposed to do that, Brentford. And then my kind of next few results for my team, I was like, yeah, okay, it's really working. Because, you know, after about 15 more kind of players, in terms of, I say 15, like matches for each of those players, I was already on 45. So I was in a good position. I still had 5 players to go and obviously 15 more matches. So, yeah, I was just having high hopes for Sunday, basically. Those games that were on Sunday. Just think, please, clean sheets don't happen for Wolves. Like, leave it out. Get that clean sheet wipe out and get some attacking returns for Saka against Leicester. You know, no more from Coutinho, thank you very much. Rafinha do the bits against Norwich. Jimenez do a blank. Ramsey blank. Because I obviously had him on my bench, even though I owned him. I didn't want him to punish me like Tony did. And also I wanted Willock and, you know, Digne and all these players to blank. Well, I got very, very fortunate. And look, that's why I'm happy I wildcarded. Because I actually took out a lot of players that got themselves injured. Your likes of Jared Bowen, Michael Antonio, Aaron Cresswell, Douglas Luiz, and Luca Dean. This was actually unbelievable. So, yeah, really good time to wildcard. And a great game week, as I will go on to talk about. But, you know, I was hoping for that Chelsea clean sheet wipeout. I nearly got the clean sheet from Dubravka. It was literally the 89th minute, and it's a worldy goal from Havertz. Like, fair play, but he was so good up to then. It's so frustrating. So Chelsea get the clean sheet. Rudiger 5 points. I'm not going to get too disheartened because, look, my whole defence scored better than 5 points. But it is what it is, right? But then you think about the Southampton attack. I was worried about not owning Adams or Broja. Now, Adams, to be fair to him, did get an assist. Bit of a shame. But ultimately, he only had 1 game. So I was always going to get in forwards that had 2. And they both outscored them. Lacazette with 8 points. Beautiful. Should have arguably got more in that first game against sorry, not first game. Yeah, no, the first game against Leicester. But I'll take the penalty. It was a great taken one. And also, I was really hoping that Jimenez did nothing against Everton, and that's exactly what happened. He wasted so many chances. It was actually unbelievable. So yeah, Sunday was pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Other than obviously Ramsey going bad and obviously Adams, you know, and Chelsea keeping clean sheet, Wolves keeping clean sheet was not great. But we move into the next kind of few games in the double game week. The Monday game, I didn't have anyone. And I just see that Cancelo game, and I'm just like, why, Delilah? He scores a 9-pointer after taking him out. Okay, maybe that was an error. But look, he had an injury, right? It was a doubt for the game. I wanted someone that doubled. City didn't double. So I don't really regret it too much, but it's kind of like, it's a shame. What can you do? But Matip did the bits, though. 19 points. Absolute god. Rafinha Rafinha, though, just so frustrating. I mean, he hit the woodwork twice in that Norwich game. Like, you just can't really say anything else. And I was like, well, yeah, okay, fine. He did really frustrate there in that game. But then I thought, well, stay in the FPL team because he's available for blank Game Week 30. Turns out, in Game Week 30, he's not in the squad because he's got COVID. Brilliant. So that's just my luck, isn't it? So to summarise this game week, it was a bit of a mess in terms of my Rafinha call, but the bench, we won't talk about it. What we will talk about is Kane's a legend, Lacazette's a legend, Salah will take the return, and Saka, okay, a bit frustrating, Son the same, but look, the defence was really, really good. Dubravka's so unlucky in the Everton game to not get a clean sheet in 14 minutes or whatever it was of added time. So it's a big green arrow. We love to see it, really. There's no other way to put it. We've got our 14th green arrow in 15 game weeks, moving up to 162k after being at 212k. And we actually gained 39 points by wildcarding than if we hadn't have. So yeah, you love to see it. We rose by 50,258. Really strong. And looking at that game week rank, you can't really complain. So moving on to this game week, the transfers have locked in. The football is playing, but obviously Rafinha is out the squad, so that's really frustrating. So I was going to have 11. I'll have to settle with 10 because I've got no one on my bench with a fixture. But Kane captaincy against West Ham, don't overthink it. He loves a London derby, and it's the same team. I've just rolled, basically, which gives nice flexibility for 31, with 2 free transfers. It's a great team, I'm not going to lie, and I had to go with Harry Kane. Hopefully that can be a nice game week for me. But look, I'm in a really good position, and hopefully that carries on. Willy Bolly's already got himself booked. What an absolute plonker. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.